Hi, Holly. You win the award for the fastest. Happy Friday to you too, Katie. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Angie. Good morning, Heather. Got a lot more. Don't forget to sign in. Deanna, welcome. I really enjoy seeing everybody's names that I've visited and have talked to. It's 9:30. Don't forget to sign in and say hi to everyone. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Rick.
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. I haven't seen, well, I don't know if it's really exciting to see, but I'm excited to be with you all.
Well, we're excited.
Yes, it's so exciting to have a computer support meeting
We're
on
excited
Friday.
to be with you, but not so excited about the topic.
Well, while we're waiting for people to sign in, you can either write in any topics that you want to talk about or, um, just chat it and I will write them down. Don't hear any additional topics yet, but one of the things that I really want to shout out to you all is from my visits as well as from the tickets. I really like how people are feeling responsible and actually using data. And one of the things I wanted to share with what Julie said is I feel responsible for each site on my sugar account list and get frustrated when I see there's a level one and can't do anything to help them move to the next level. And this sort of came up because the place was inactive And so she couldn't do anything about it. But I think the heart of the comment is just so great that you're using sugar to make a difference. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all of you of what the work that you do. And we'll see if there's any more comments. We got Tiffany, good morning. Sandy is signed in. Buenos dias, Janina. Okay, are there any more topics that people want to discuss that's on the list? Okay, I'll go ahead and start with external coaching. Actually, what I would like you to do is in the box, the chat box, if you could say that whether you do internal coaching, external coaching, or both. That would give me a, okay, we got one external, one both, one internal, one both. AFK does both. Internal only, internal, internal, external, external, internal, external. Okay, so we got a good mix of internal and external. The reason why I say is that for right now, when a application is created, there are two requisitions that happen. There's an internal one for coaching, and then there's the QI dollars. So the issue is external coaching for those that do that or both. And so what we're trying to do is one of the improvements in programming that we're trying to get done, but it's not done yet, is actually to create the external coaching requisition right away. So what you need to do is if you have external coaching, you need to go to the requisition. And right now I have just a list of people. Is anybody on here on this list that has a preliminary internal coaching that needs to change it to external coaching? I don't know if you can see the list well enough, because I can change a real one, or I can just show you how without making the change. I'm going to look at the assignment type. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the status. I can't see it well, but showing us is fine. Okay. Okay, I'm going to actually, the key here is for this first option is if it's preliminary, it's a really easy step to change. And so, okay, Sandy already switched all the accounts. Stacy's already switched them. So a lot of people are ahead of us, but I wanted to show you that it's really simple when it's preliminary. So if I go into this first one, I won't hit save, but so I'm in the requisition that's preliminary status, and it's internal coaching. So down here under assignment type, it's showing internal coaching, and again, it's preliminary status and coaching. If you look at the actions, they're dependent on whatever the status is. So every time the status changes, what you can do, the actions change. So the easy step for when it's preliminary, you just switch between an internal and external coaching types. So again, this is only if it's preliminary, then you can see the switch between internal and external coaching types. Okay, so if I were to go to a different one, I'm not going to save this one, but if I were to go to a different requisition, okay, and I'm not going to do just preliminary, I'll do approved. See, if you look when it's already been approved, the actions are different than when it was preliminary. So what you need to do for internal ones, if they've already been approved, is to split it into 2 coaching requisitions, and then you assign how many hours you want on each of the requisitions. Okay, any questions on those 2 options? We got Sandy and Stacy that's done a lot. Do you have any comments, Sandy and Stacy?
It's actually, my comment would be that your directions are very clear, and once you get started doing it, it's very easy. The only thing is in this category where it says split into 2 coaching requisitions, the way I did it is that since they were already approved, they had already used some dollars in 15-16. So those I kept internal, and then all of the ones they had not used is what I put into external. So as long as people understand the distinguishing between how much goes in internal and how much goes in external.
Was that Sandy?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sandy. Yeah, it is. Once you do a few, then it's great. But I think that's like anything in sugar is sometimes when you don't know how to do it, it's a lot worse than after you've done a couple of them. Okay, I'm going to see if there are any more. Okay. Katie, Sugar's gone through some updates and changes. Are these going to be presented to us on the support site to understand how to use the new functions appropriately, or are we going to cover them in a call? One of the is Sharon on the call? She's not on the call, but I'll show you one of the articles she's working on. So I'm on the support site. I clicked solutions, and a lot of the changes have come in the funding streams. And so all these articles on step 2 are rewritten with the changes in them. And then there's an article, let's see how far she's gotten. Okay, she's still working on it. So this is called step 2, but down, it's under step 2, QI applications, funding streams, and MOUs. And then when Sharon is done with the article, the new funding stream enhancement, then I will definitely send out saying that it's send out an announcement saying that it's done, and then we could go over all of them on a call. So that was Katie's question. We have someone on the call that is, we can hear some things going on in the background. And I can't see who it is on the call, but that's okay. It's not too bad. Okay, let me go back to the Word document. Oh, Katie said, and that's what I was talking about. Whoever's shuffling paper, I couldn't hear the last part. So Katie, basically what I said is that Sharon's working on an article with the update changes to the funding stream. The big changes are to this status and the actions. and that we changed a lot of that to sort of protect the records from sort of being changed in the wrong case. For example, Sandy mentioned that she had already used some of the coaching hours, and so it makes sense that you can't transfer everything. So we tried to limit some of the actions that you could do based on the status. It does create some problems that we're still working through as far as trying to fix old records, for example, or if the record gets messed up, it's harder to fix, but it's actually also harder to mess up a record. Katie, does that make sense? I don't know if you heard all of what I said about Sharon's article, that it's going to be under this FYI new funding stream enhancements for FY 16-17. The transfers model is gone, and the requisitions reflect additional categories, including remaining funds. I agree, and that is these articles that I have to get to. I've gone through all the articles up here, but the requisitions and actions are the next ones that I'm getting to. So a lot of this has changed, the requisition, and actually it's simpler with the actions on the requisitions. How do you resend an MOU? Okay, is Veronica's. Okay, so what we need to do to go is, Veronica, do you have an actual MOU that you want to resend?
I do.
Okay. Let me go to the application.
Okay.
Maybe. My computer's going slow right now. Do you have the application name, or do we want to filter it by?
It's Mountain Valley.
It's, pardon me?
Mountain Valley School District.
Mountain Valley. Okay, I'll go into their account.
Okay.
Is that it? The Mountain Valley MVBSR?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to their account. I'm going to scroll down to their applications. Okay, so it must be this one that's out for signing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it says that you're waiting on for them for this one to sign it. It's already gone out.
Yes.
So
what happened is they changed director, and they got a new director, so we need to send it to the new director.
Oh, okay.
Because this lady's no longer here.
Did you put the new director in their site before we send it again?
We just found out that there was a new director, so we haven't got her in there. Do we need
Okay.
to get her in the system?
Can we do that now?
Let me see.
Or is she already in the system? Because I don't want to, I'll cancel it, but then I don't want to resend it unless this primary contact is the right one.
Yeah, I don't think we've changed the primary contact yet.
See, it's Colleen Doss. So is that still the wrong one?
Yeah, that's still the wrong one.
Okay.
So we're going to have to go in there and change.
Yeah, what we'll do is under actions,
Mm-hmm.
see, I'm back in the application, and I'm going to click Council MOU and then save. And hopefully, see, success, the MOU was canceled. And when you read these messages from Sugar, we try to make them as helpful as possible. Be sure to either send the MOU or reject the application. So
Okay.
once you get her new name in there. So don't do it until you do. So under actions, you'll click the send MOU again.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really simple. So here's a good illustration of really filtering the actions to do only dependent on what the status is.
Okay.
Was that,
thank you.
You're welcome. So you
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Can you tell me, just to review it, what steps we did? Where did we go? And then what steps did we do? Okay, I'll just review it real quick. We went to the application. We went into actions. And because this was in a different status, we could cancel MOU. Okay, I'm going to okay, we'll see if there's another question. Nope. Okay, then I'm going to put that we added on here how to cancel and resend and MOU. Because what I'm going to do with on the help site is include the the agenda. So when you're searching, you could find where we've recorded this. Okay, I'm seeing if there's any more comments. I don't see any. Okay, I'm going to go to the QRIS coordinator map. So I have this actually in Word. Okay. It's a little, okay. Here is the map. I was at a help desk meeting last week, and what was interesting to me is that every one of the QRIS coordinators are also on the help desk for Colorado Shines. So Monica was there, Kelly was there, Emily was there, and Michelle was there. Do we have any of those people that are on the call right now? I'm looking on the list. I don't see anybody. And I'll double check the chat. So this is, I was, one of the council was asking, well, who is my go-to person at the state? And so I asked for this map. And I don't know how many of you have seen it, but I will post it under announcements on our support site. One of the things that they, at the meeting though, is that since all four of these ladies are on the help site along with other people, is that since they're out so much, if you do send a help ticket to their help desk, it will go to any four of them, and they're all sort of prepared to answer your questions. So that's what they let me know. And again, if anybody else is on the site, and you feel like adding anything, be sure to. Okay. Still don't have any more questions. Okay. One of the questions that I had, since I now have about 3 months under my belt of working with help tickets, is I'm going to see if we can make this a little bit interactive. And if you want to say on your side what makes a good help ticket, and I will also say on my side. So if you could just start typing in the box, I will copy whatever you type in over into the bullets for what makes a help ticket. So I'll go ahead and start off, and I'm going to go to a help ticket. Okay, so obviously for me is, filling in all the fields. And the subject actually is really important. So, so if I say, how do I cancel, excuse me, in MOU? That's a great subject. And then in the description, if you put the specific MOU that you want to cancel, and even include, let's see if we go back to Mountain Valley, and I'll go to their application. And copy the URL. So I copied what was in the top of the screen into the ticket. That's very helpful. Okay, I'm going to go back to the list and see what you all have said. So I'm going to say from the ticket reader, good subject, URL copied, specifics. Okay, so I'm going to see what others have written. Okay, providing a print screen of the air. That is very helpful. And actually, I'm going to add to that, Deanna, and then a print screen of the fix. Okay, does anybody have any more suggestions on what makes a good help ticket? But to help you especially, I want to make sure that I'm helping as much as I can. Whatever you need to answer my question completely and quickly. So links and snippets. Yes, link to the sugar record. Heather says link to sugar record. Teresa, can you say a little bit more what you mean by snippets?
They're like screenshots.
Oh,
so if I'm stuck somewhere, you can look at what I'm seeing and you can say, well, you have it in the wrong action, or you don't have it approved yet. Those kinds of things.
yes, that's very helpful.
Rick, this is Sandy again, and I just wanted to agree with the last person who was talking with you. Many times when I receive explanations back from you guys, it makes so much more sense when there is a screen that I can look at, because sometimes the explanations, they're long and they're complex, so I get confused by them and I still can't figure out what to do. So if I can actually see an example of a screenshot, then I think it makes it a lot easier to understand your explanations.
Okay, thank you for that feedback, Sandy. And Stacy, you're saying I would like a troubleshooting sort of guide. Can you tell me more about that? Stacy, are you there? Oh, nope, I can't hear you. Do you have your microphone muted? I can't unmute your microphone. You can type in and I'll read what you type if your microphone's not working.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yay!
Yay.
So when I was working, for instance, to switch from internal to external coaching, I think your guides work great when things go exactly right. But if we've done something inadvertently, or if I have that changes one little thing, like for instance, you and I figured out that it didn't say preliminary status anymore, and so I couldn't figure out why I couldn't change it from internal to external. And so it would have been helpful to have something that says, if it won't, it's important to have this set as preliminary status, or some sort of troubleshooting. So if what we're trying to do following your guide is not working for some reason, here's some key things that seem to happen that are causing people some problems, to help us on the troubleshooting side.
Excellent comment, Stacy. I'm trying to figure out, one of the long-term things that I do is how do I format the help so it's, a lot of times you just want the quick answer, and that sort of goes to the previous, what Teresa was saying is, like, do you want a quick, sort of a quick answer? But, having all the possibilities also is important. So, I'm still working on formatting it, and I will be asking the Sugar Advisory Group, to sort of help me envision how we can make this more usable, both from the quick standpoint, but also, when we have to get into the weeds and do some more troubleshooting. So thank you very much.
Well, and the thing that ended up helping me, going back to the idea of needing screenshots, is that's how I finally figured it out, is you sent me a screenshot, and I looked and compared my screen to yours and realized the status was different.
Oh,
and that's how I finally figured it out, which led to us, resolving the issue.
Great feedback. I hadn't really considered as much the screenshots themselves as a quick troubleshooting guide. So that's great. And I'll continue to add screenshots as I see.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, any more suggestions on tickets? Actually, I'll show you one of the things that I'm doing. See if I can. Is when I created some fields for myself on the bottom of tickets on what I need to do to follow up, and I haven't had time yet to go through all the notes that I've put in, but like I have a category for documenting, emailing folks, or adding to the forum, changing the process of procedures, programming. So just so you know that this will be helpful to, for me in the future. So if you all have, a note after I've helped you and saying, this would make a really good article, make sure you include it in your comments, and I will include that in my follow-up notes over here. So I'm going to even say suggestions for articles. Stacy actually sent me a note on one of the articles I already did, and saying that it needed to have more information. So that also was a very helpful bit of feedback. So suggestions for articles, feedback on existing articles.
This is Stacy again. My other thought would be, is there some sort of glossary of terms? I find when I go in For instance, this happened when I was going through and setting up signers on MOUs again. And I thought, does this mean this person? Like, I wasn't quite sure that I was assigning the right person to the right things and what they meant by, you know, am I the program officer? Is my fiscal agent the program officer? You know, those kinds of things. So I'm wondering if we need a glossary for some of those things so that we know for sure that we're putting the right people
I'm adding
there, the right information.
I want to sort of give you all sort of inside peek of what we're doing. I don't know how many have used Trello, but this is sort of our development, what we're doing. And one of the things that we're working on is what's called the intelligence pane and Freshdesk integration. And so when you go to a Sugar record, on the right, if you have this little arrow so you can see the dashboard, this is called the intelligence pane. And one of the things that we're researching is how to add notes. So for whatever you're doing, so in this example, the application is up, it would go through and give you specific help for the application. And we were talking essentially about linking the Freshdesk articles, like all these articles. So you'll see them, with links over on the right side. What I would like to do is, things like that, cost time and money, but in my opinion, it would be helpful. What I'd like to do is, right now it's just sort of an informal poll that you can type in how helpful something like that would be. So you could say an intelligence pane help would be useful or very useful or maybe not that useful. So if you all could either type in or unmute yourself and and let me know. Part of it is it's two. Okay, Lisa says unsure. Carrie says useful. Tiffany, useful. Okay, I would like that. Maybe key terms. Yeah, there would be an article like on definitions, definitions of related to the fields would be one of the articles that would be in here. Teresa says very useful. Janina says useful. Nicole says very useful. So most people think it's useful or very useful, so I appreciate that feedback, because that was one of the top priorities that I felt would be helpful, rather than you going through and searching on the help articles to try to make them more directly related to what you're doing. Okay, does anybody have any other topics that they want to discuss?
Rick, this is Sandy. Is it appropriate to discuss the topic I sent you?
Well, the problem with what Sandy has is you have lots of internal and external coaching requisitions, and we can give a high level, but to actually do the troubleshooting, I'd like to have some more time to work on with you one-on-one, because
Oh, okay.
so do you remember which requisition it was?
Well, it's under DCECC RTTQI.
Okay, so I'm
Well,
going to
it's that funding stream.
okay. Oops. DC.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in the funding stream record for Race to the Top for Sandy's council, and if you look on the tabs, first of all, I'm clear over on the internal coaching detail. She's getting is it an email that you're getting?
Yes.
Okay, and it says negative requisition alert. Actually, I think I have it. I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what the email looks like. And if you look at the email, it's telling you that, okay, it's a coaching requisition. In this case, it's the Race to the Top. And there are two different parts to it, is the dollars or the hours. So one of them, or it could be one or both of them, could be negative. And in this case, you can see the remaining hours is minus 146. So that's a negative. And the reason why that happened is because you had switched, right now you only have 2.25 hours in the internal coaching, because you've put over your external coaching, you put them all over here, but you already have some requisitions that are approved that you can't change because you've already used the hours, right?
Right.
So what essentially we have to do is increase the hours here and decrease the hours over here.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could.
So do you have to? Does someone else have to do that? I can't do that.
Oh no, you can do it. So
Okay.
we can. Let's see. See, because your pooled internal coaching hour requisitions are minus 285.75. So we could just add these two together. So whatever. What is that? 288. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay, so I remember 285.7. Well, actually, we'll just do 288. So, because at the end we can, when you get very close to the very end of your hours, then we can sort of fix things as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to put 288 in here.
And then we have to go to external and take them off.
Right. So,
okay.
Do you have a calculator handy?
Let me get one.
Okay.
Yep. So subtract 288 from that.
Right.
$3359.50.
3359.50. Okay, did I type it right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. See, here's the, we've transferred, okay, pooled internal coaching hours remaining. So we got extra. So once you get down to 0 over here, then we probably can transfer some more. But just in case you have some other internal ones, we got a little bit of buffer.
Okay, cool. So so in your mind right now that issue is fixed.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
So
because what I wanted to share with everyone on the call is that when you're in this negative category, if you don't fix it, then every time I send an MOU amendment or an MOU, it comes back as I have insufficient funds. And that, so what I'm trying to let everybody know is that one problem, sadly, can lead to other problems with sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and that's what's hard.
do you have some more race to the top MOUs that you'll be sending?
I need to send out MOU amendments.
Okay. So you got, well, they already have the hours and dollars.
I do have, you will notice that I do have one, if you look under my requisitions, I do have one that says insufficient funds, but.
Yeah, see if you can send that again.
Okay.
And see if it actually, let's see if it works. So where
it would be under my applications or my requisitions, whatever.
So do you know which one it is on the?
I don't.
Okay.
Can you look under my applications?
Well, we got lots of applications, so it'd take us a while to, I think. Let's
say
there it is.
Funds, the status.
Right here. Here it
is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just had to hit the more so we could see them all. Okay. So it says insufficient. We'll cross our fingers.
It does say primary contact not uniquely found
for
this
that's
organization.
Different. Okay.
So maybe I can talk with my coach about that.
Yeah. Do you know why this has come?
I don't, Carrie, are you on the line?
Because I can show you why this message happens.
Okay.
So if I'm going to right-click on your provider site on Juela's name.
Okay.
And open in a new tab. Okay, so it does look like this has been fixed. One of the things that will happen is, see, here's the primary contact. So this is what we're talking about. And sometimes what happens, especially if let's actually look and see if Juela is listed twice. Nope. One of the things that happens, if there's a duplicate record for Juela, that will create problems.
Okay.
And another thing that will happen is that their email doesn't show. Their name may show, but the email doesn't show up. And it actually, the program is looking when it sends the MOU for the primary contact email.
So basically what I have to do now that we've seen that it's been fixed, I just need to like resend. I need to cancel and resend it. Is that what you're saying I need to do?
Yeah. Unless
it was never sent, Sandy. You should just be able to choose send MOU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see up here, insufficient. Yeah, so if is it all right? Is it all right if we do it and see if it works?
Yep. Do it.
Okay, so we'll click actions and then send OU, and we need a little like drum roll or something like that to see if if it's going to work. It says saving right now. Hooray!
Yay.
Hooray!
Yay.
Okay, it worked. Okay, so what we did is we looked at the message in Sugar. We noticed it said the primary contact was not in, so we went to the provider and double-checked to see the primary contact and the primary contact email. We actually had another status issue too that said insufficient resources. So there were two problems originally with this record. One is that the hours, you didn't have enough hours, and the second was that you didn't have a primary contact. So in this case, there were two problems. We fixed. We actually fixed both problems and it worked.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we got another question in from Sharon. Could we go over where to add QI material dollars to the funding stream and the discretionary QI dollars? Yes, I'm going to put that in our ticket. I'll just do it down here and straighten this up one way. Okay, so the key to this, Sharon, is the help article. So I'm going into solutions and the QI applications, funding stream, and MOUs, so under step 2, and setting up the funding stream. So here is the article, and I'm going to, whoops, copy that article into the notes for our meeting. Okay, so Sharon asked specifically about the QI material dollars in the funding stream and the discretionary QI dollars. This goes in, you know, it says don't forget to put the grant lead in, fill in the key funding. It has a race to the top budget from last year. So showing you, okay, here's where your total dollars are. I've also created an Excel spreadsheet that may be helpful. I've discovered that this spreadsheet is more helpful for internal coaching rather than external, so I need to modify this for those of you that have sort of both. And the spreadsheet itself is on the bottom here. But the key, you know, when you're just sort of scanning this, is here's the direct QI budget and then the reserve for participants, and it automatically calculates the discretionary dollars. So this is on the funding stream on the QI dollars detailed. So I am going to, Sharon, do you have a specific funding stream you want to look at? Okay, she says school readiness. Okay, so Sharon, can you tell me your council? I should have memorized everybody's too, but ECPAC, okay. Of course I should know that. Okay, so I hit the funding stream, and you should, when you go into funding stream, you should see all of your funding stream. So I'm going to go into the school readiness, and in this case, if I look back on the help, click on the QI dollars detail tab. Whoops, got too many windows open. Okay. Here's the QI dollars detail tab. Okay, and is this correct, Sharon, where your 21,500 is for your, this is for your spending for materials? Let's see if there's a, yes. Okay, that's what my ED gave me. Okay, so yes, this is where they go. The materials go here, and then you put, generally it's 80%, so you can do 0.8 times this amount, and you'll see the 17,200. So you enter these two numbers in yourself, and then it automatically figures out your discretionary. So you can't, if you see you can't enter a number, so you enter these two numbers, and it figures out your discretionary. The other thing that you need to do in order to make all your applications work is remember that you have the coaching requisitions. It's either going to be internal or external. And so in this case, you have the hours in internal and none in external. So if you were to do any of these applications and they happen to have external, you would get that insufficient funds. Does that explain what you wanted, Sharon? Yes, thanks. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. It looks like there were a couple more questions. Cindy asked, does external coaching mean coaching beyond the hours allocated? I do not believe that that's the definition of external coaching. More is like, how do you pay people? So internal coaching would be a staff, somebody that you'd hired that you give fringe benefits to. So maybe they have a health benefit or something like that. External coaching is somebody that you hire on the outside in general where they have no benefits. Does anybody want to add to that definition?
This is Stacy. We have all external coaches, so we contract with them. So they work for a different agency, and we contract with that agency to utilize their coaches. So it is not, they are not an employee of ours. They're an employee of somebody else's.
And this is Sandy. I contract with my coach as well, but they don't work for another agency. They just happen to be a coach, an individual person that does coaching, and I contracted with her. She does not work for another agency, but she is also not considered an employee. She doesn't report to me. I don't give her annual reviews. She doesn't have an office with me, and so forth.
Okay, Cindy, did we answer your question? Okay, so she says, I understand now, thanks for the clarification. Lisa says there's often a contractual relationship, so that you actually have some sort of agreement with that person. Tiffany says it's contract versus in-house, so that's another good way to determine. Okay, we got another question from Tiffany. What if we're doing budget revisions? So I'm going to copy and paste this question. What if we're doing budget revisions? Does the council change the amount, or is ECLA notified by OEC? No, ECLA is not notified. I do not hear when you have a contract budget revisions, and so it's up to you to make the changes, or, you know, if you need my help, you can certainly let me know. But yes, you need to make the changes in your funding stream if you get a budget revision. Did that answer your question, Tiffany? Does anybody have something to add to that? One of the challenges for me, especially for last year's budget, it seems like we're getting more standardized, is I've now helped about, I would say, 8 councils with their QI dollars and coaching, and every single one of them has been in a different format in some way. So like the fields, the lines on the budget seem to be different, the way that they were calculated. So it's just one of the challenges of making budgets, and I hope that we continue to get more and more. It's easier to understand how you do the budget as well. It's easier for me to understand what you all want in your budgets. Okay, are there any other, well, it looks like we're about done with the time. So, so don't forget to, if you need help, to do support at eclacolorado.org, but or also on the bottom of your sugar, there is the submit the support ticket, and that's a little bit easier because it helps you through, and it puts in the subject the council, the question type, and the priority. Actually, since I'm on priority, do make sure that you be honest with the priority. One of the things is some people have everything that's urgent and other people have everything that's low. But if it's something that's impacting your business, you know, you certainly can use medium or high. I would say urgent would be, you know, really, really critical. That's something that you want me to solve before, you know, before I leave for the end of the day, or that you think is going to impact a lot of councils. And I really do appreciate when things are marked urgent that really are urgent, so I can get to those first. And another thing that I'll mention is when I'm doing support, I'm doing tickets first. I know some people send emails, but really the tickets are my most important. I try to do urgent, then medium, then the other tickets. And a lot of times I don't even have a chance to get to my email. So if you need my help, please do a ticket. The other thing it helps a lot is that when I don't know the answer, I can send everything that I've done to Sharon or Bill, and it helps them, you know, troubleshoot to know what I've already done. So I really appreciate having you all on the call, and everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks.
You too. Thanks.
Thank
you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Lisa. Okay, I'll stay on, Nicole.
And it's Stacy. I'm still on too if you're still wanting to work on things after.
Yes, we can. Nicole, how long is your question? I'm late getting started today. It must have missed it. You have listed QI navigators are on an all-day. Somebody just sent me when I was sending out emails, Nicole, I got this message that, you know, when people are saying they're not going to be there, I got the message that's saying QI navigators are on an all-day retreat, and I have no idea if it's for all councils or not. Sorry. Does anybody else know that's still on? Oh, Lisa said, I think that meant the state staff. Okay. Yeah, we didn't have any state folks on.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that was clarified. Hope I didn't cause alarm to too many QI navigators that we got.
Well, and I think, again, sometimes we end up having confusion over vocabulary.
Yes.
Probably what they sent you should have said QI coordinators or whatever their title is.
Yes.
Because QI navigator means a lot of different things to us. So.
Yes. Okay. All right, so you're still on, Stacy?
I am.
Okay. And we want to look at your race to the top budget, right?
Right, and I'm hoping that when I make some of those comments that's helpful. I know that we have solved some of those things, but I thought it might be good to for the group to hear in case they were having some issues.
Oh no, I totally appreciate it. It helps. You know, one of the comments was, are we going to cover the new things? And it's like part of my problem is I don't really know what's new versus what's not new. And so
I know.
you guys can help me saying, no, we need to cover this. So I count on you for things like that. So thank you.
Yeah, so that I just wanted to make sure you and I were on the same page. That it's like I know we got it fixed, but others might find it useful.
Yes, no, I count on you for things like that. So thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, so I have your budget in front of me. Actually, let's go to your funding stream.
This one was just generally a little muddier for me because like our contract we received for this year was strictly for operating, and then the QI rolled over, but and we had already had our QI dollars split because we have external coaches. So I think that's also part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have really good solid numbers, although I must say we've never received confirmation of, yeah, wherever you ended up at the end of the year is what you have to work with. I don't see why it'd be different, but
what I've been told is that the race to the top, any monies past July 1st, 2016, really is not finalized. But
okay.
That the QI dollars and the coaching, if you had it for last year, then it all carries over.
Whatever the balance is.
Right.
Okay, so that makes me feel very confident in these balances, and that's why I sent you a printout of our last billing, because it showed those balances. QI activities are strictly QI, and contracted services is the line item that we bill our coaching to because they're external coaches.
Okay. Well, what I was doing, I didn't even look at your the printout of your actuals because I was just looking at your budget.
Okay. So yeah, our budget is just the operating. It has no QI in there at all, or coaching.
It not under the contracted, because on your budget it has like personnel, fringe, travel, supplies, other equipment. And I'm looking at your budget for last year, July 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2016 for the race to the top. And you have underneath equipment, you have QI activities and then contract services. Are those the two fields that really determine what your materials costs are and your external coaching?
QI activities are our materials costs, and contracted services are coaching.
Yeah, so those two are the ones that we're worried about for your funding stream in sugar.
Yes, they're the ones that, those are the line items that should roll over.
Right. So it looks
left.
Your proposed revised budget of $91,110.
Yeah.
It seems to me that that should go here on your other direct QI budget. Where did you come up with the 81,000?
Because that was what was left after we did our final billing in June, was 81,262.10.
Oh, okay. But the way that this is working is
Okay.
this is actually both years. So it goes from March 5th, 2015 through June 30th, 2017. So
Perfect. That changes everything.
Yeah. Okay, so now you understand why I was confused, is that any application that you have in here is related, for both years. So we need to change this one, or I'll let you change it to the 91,000 because you got to decide, do you still want to do the 80-20 type of thing? And then also on your external coaching, so whatever that amount is, and it looks like we can put the
100.
Yeah. So you're going to have a lot more hours and about $10,000 more.
No, that makes the world of difference.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. I guess I hadn't really thought of that. I had done all of the other funding streams first, and of course they're starting brand new.
Yeah.
So when I looked at this, I was looking at just what was left over. versus what the total was. So that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad it was that simple. I was just, because I couldn't make things work, and I'm so glad that we talked. I mean, it was like a five minute.
Yeah. Could we take a look at just the other things within this funding stream just to double check and make sure that I did things properly? You know, I feel like to some extent it's a bit of a stab in the dark. So
Okay. Well, I can tell that you did not do things correctly, and I can, you know how I can,
because I was, yeah.
you know how I can tell right away is that
It's because
this
the
variance,
total is right.
yeah, this variance should be 0.
Okay.
Did you look at the article that Sharon did on, I'm going to go to it. Not everybody is doing the total budget info. So this Article 2.2, enter budget info into the funding stream. Here is Sharon's article. It does go into detail on where to put the numbers on the budget summary. See here, her example, it shows 0. And
Right.
So if
well, and now with this new understanding that I think I'll be able to go in and figure it out. I was looking at things going, I just don't know where these numbers came from, and I was terribly confused. So now that it's like, no, you have to remember this goes back to 2015, it's like, oh, it's a brand new day.
Good, so, good. Yeah, so why don't you try it, and if it doesn't work, I would love to help you out, but I do want to see if you can get it, because you know your total budget of 240,410 should be on your budget summary, total approved budget.
Yeah.
The 240 should be in here. So, yeah, so give it a try.
Okay. So what I would like to do, because I appreciate having the opportunity to do it and fix it, and I guess my thought always comes back to, well, I think it's right.
Yeah, I'd be glad.
But I don't have, you know, that's where it'd be nice to have you go back and look in there and just see if any red flags spring up for you, because since I'm just learning, to me it'd be like teaching myself trigonometry. Like, I think it's right, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, you are learning though, so part of the learning process is struggling through it and getting
Absolutely.
it. But that's what I'm here for, is I'll be your backup, and then when you're done, just say, since you already sent me the documents, you know, just say, could you double check? Just let me know when you're done.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would just help me feel like somebody else has looked at it and there's no red flags. That would help me a lot.
Okay, I'll be glad to. I'm not nearly as good as Sharon, but I'm learning.
I think that all of us strive to be as good as Sharon.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, Stacy. Have a great weekend.
Okay. Bye-bye.